If you hear anything in the background, it's the washing machine doing a wash right now. You might hear some cars in the background. I'm not too far from the highway where I am, but we're going to do this video anyway, and it is what it says. Every NHL team's best logo. The best logo that every NHL team has had, according to me, what I think the best logo is. But I'm not just going to show you what I think the best logo is. I'm also going to rank them. So, of course, it says ranked 52-1, and that means it's more than just our current 32 NHL teams. But I'm going back. I'm going back to every team except for the Quebec Athletics. So I'll explain that in a bit. So every team's best logo. I'm just doing primary logos. And even by primary logos, and I'll give you this example, the 0304 Dallas Stars, I believe it's the 0304, they had it at least then. They had the primary logo of course, Dallas Stars, and then there's the star, and part of the A is part of the star, or I guess the whole A is part of the star. And that would have been their primary logo. That would have been their main logo, the team's identity, main identity logo. But that's not everything that they had on their jerseys. So when I say primary logo, I mean actually everything that's ever been on the front of a jersey, the main logo on a jersey. So no shoulder patches. If they've just been the shoulder patch, like the Washington Capitals, they've never had a jersey with that W-shaped eagle. They've never had that on the front of their jerseys during a game, at least, during a real NHL game. And so their logo there is not going to count. But for instance, those 0304 Dallas Stars, they had another jersey, which people like to call the Mooterus, the constellations that formed... it was supposed to be Taurus, but anyway, that would count. The Mooterus would count on here. It would be eligible to be on here because it is a primary logo according to how I'm ranking things. So basically, all the best logos that have been on the front of the jersey, as ranked by me. So other things that would be eligible, for instance, would be the purple bearded Burger King. He would be eligible. The Boston Bruins, like Paddington looking bear. Well, I think he looks more like Little Bear, I think, but people call him the Paddington Bear thing. He would be eligible. They're not on here, though, of course. I don't think they're the best logo, best primary logo, but they would be eligible. So thinking in that term, on those terms, that's kind of how I'm going with it. Whoever's been on the front of a jersey. And I have 52-1. I have every NHL team except for the Quebec Athletics back in 1919, because they didn't really have anything on their jersey. They do have the primary logo, if you want to call it that, of the Q that they used. That wouldn't be that high anyway, but I'm just going on stuff that it's been on the front of a jersey, on the logo, the primary logo on a jersey, and I'm ranking what I think to be the best of each team. I'm ranking them 52-1. And we'll start with number 52, the Detroit Falcons, because that's all it is. That's all they have. Just those words. And so, sorry to the Falcons of old, but they are last place, because that's just words. It's just the words, Detroit Falcons. Sure, you could say, oh, the yellow and the red, they go nicely together. I don't know if they do, but I don't really care, because it's just the words. And you'll see a trend if it's just the words. They're not going to be as high up. But, yeah. So, Quakers, Philadelphia Quakers, this is what they had on their jerseys. Again, that is just what it is. It's a little nicer than the Detroit Falcons. It's a little more stylized, written in cursive writing, but again, that's not my favorite. It's 51. It's my favorite of the Quakers because that's all they have to choose from in terms of what was on their jersey, but but not the best of all the NHL teams' best logos. And so number 50, we have the Cleveland Barons. I know there's teams that have worse stuff than this, but of course we're going through the best. And Cleveland, again, is another team that doesn't have much to offer. This is it. The state of Ohio, there's a B for Barons, inside a C for Cleveland. And it says Cleveland Barons. It's just not much. It's just, for a primary logo, it's just, yeah. It's all they have, I know, but that's why it's lower, because even though there's teams that have worse, they all have better, other than the Quakers and the Falcons, in my opinion. Number 49, we have the Montreal Maroons, just because, again, not much, just an M, just the letter, and then at 48, we have a little bit more, the Arenas. This would be the blue shirts as well, Toronto Hockey Club back then. They're the Arenas, and so this is I think what the best logo is. The other one would just be the T and nothing else, but this at least has, arenas. So I don't know, it's it's not much, but that's why it's down at 48. So 47, this one actually, I like just the letter better than what their logo actually was with the pirate. So that's what it is, Pittsburgh Pirates. And so yeah, they have the letter P. It's an interesting letter. It looks good on the jersey, and I think it looks way better on the jersey than that pirate. And I think even just having the P is better than having that pirate that they had. But it's still just the letter P, just better styled, I would say, than these other ones. So it still gets that number 47 spot. It's still lower down. At 46, we have the St. Pat's. Just again, says St. Pat's. I'm giving it the edge a little bit more because I like the color green. I love that color green, but that's the only thing that bumps it up a little bit more than these others, is that it's, green. And so yeah, Toronto St. Pat's, you get a little bit ahead for that, but yeah, so that's that's the only reason. 45, the Wanderers. It's another one that's just the letter, but it's inside a shield, so gives it a little bit more. It looks a little bit nicer, and so there you go. Number 45 is the Wanderers. Number 44, St. Louis Eagles. Oh, we have a logo now. Here we go. A logo that's actually something, and so it's, not the greatest logo, but it's all they had, and it's better than some of these other ones, I think, because it's something. He's got a little hockey stick there. He looks a little angry, and for the 1930s, this is pretty good, I think. So, yeah, there you go. At number 43, if you watched my other video ranking all the current logos, I mentioned this. It's very personal. I think it's well designed, but it's just like, I hate the devil. So I'm not particularly someone who likes this logo just for what it is, but it's well designed. This is where it gets really kind of a little bit biased toward what I think is the best logo, and so I put the green one there. I like the green. That's something that I like is green. If a team is green, I tend to like that. Not necessarily just green, but that shade of green, closer to the emerald kind of. I don't know if that's exactly emerald there, but it's closer to emerald, and I like that. So I think that this is New Jersey's better logo. I like the green better than the black, but yeah, that's that. 42, we have another one that's just a letter, but a nicer letter. The Detroit Cougars, and the Red Wings even used this on one of their Winter Classic jerseys, and I think it's really nice. I think it looked really good, and but again, it is just a letter, so it's lower down. It's a nicer letter than some of these other ones. Much nicer, much more fancy, but again, it is just a letter, so that's that. At 41, we got I like the one with the O. So this is all just seals or golden seals. I just looped them all into one. I picked Oakland because I think it looks nicer with the O instead of the C, but again, that seal looks pretty odd. Pretty low quality for a seal, and that's why it's so low. It's a logo, but it's better than it just saying seals, I think. But again, low for me because of that. Number 40, the Hamilton Tigers. The other tiger looks kind of odd, so I like this tiger, but it still doesn't really have any eyes. It's got a mouth, it's got its stripes, it's got its form, but not much for eyes at all. So I don't know, it's kind of an odd thing. It's old though, right? Like, this is again a team from the 1920s, I believe, and so this might have been something that they had in the 30s. I'm not 100% sure, but they're a team from back then, and so you don't expect the best of the best logos. Most of these logos are all from back then, and so yeah. So that's where I have that at 40. Still not my least favorite thing, but and pretty good for back then, but still down here at 40 for us. At 39, I have the Dallas Stars. So here we kind of get a little bit more, not just the Devils, but the Dallas Stars. I do think this is definitely their best logo that they've had. I love it a lot more than just the D with the spokes that they have now. Yeah, I think this is way better. But still, when you're ranking it against everybody's best, it tends to fall lower down here. And so that's why it's lower down here at number 39. Just not quite at par with some of the other logos that are in the NHL and that NHL teams, even some of the old NHL teams, have had. So, yeah. At 38, we have the New York Americans. I actually really like this logo. I think it looks pretty good. It's got the NY in the back, the Americans, the stars over top. Of course, it ranks lower down. It's not one of the best, but I still really like this one. I think it looks pretty nice. One of the better ones from way back in the 30s and stuff. So I definitely do like it, but again, not quite on par with some of the other teams. Then we have the last one for this area, these rows. Number 37, we have Vegas. And I don't mind it too much. It's grown on me a little bit. When it first came out, I was like, this basically looks like something that a college team would have. Like, I don't know. It just reminds me of college logos, and but it's a little more stylized than that. There's the V for Vegas in there, which that's cool, and yeah, but I don't know. To me, it's not it's not the best of the best. So Vegas, if I was ranking every team's current logo, Vegas ranked a little bit higher than this, but because other teams have changed from better logos to worse logos, their better logos, they rank higher. So Vegas has kind of come down since that last logo ranking I did. And 36, so we'll move on to this, where we have everyone else. At 36, I have the Boston Bruins, which, you could pick any of their B with spokes, and that's what it is. It's a B with spokes. Not bad, but and a little nicer than some of the other ones that are just letters. But I guess I just picked this. This is the one that I thought was the nicest looking B with spokes. So that's how it goes. Which B with spokes do you want? This is the one I like the most, and either way, it's just a B with spokes. So it's a little lower down, but yeah. Number 35, I have Montreal. Again, Montreal, you're not going to get... Yeah, I mean, there are a few more options, but you're not going to get too much different than the C with the H in it for hockey club, Canadiens Hockey Club, Montreal Hockey Club, whatever. Yeah, so I picked this particular C because, I don't know, it's classic, and I think it's really nice. But yeah, there's not much more of a reason than that. It's just Canadiens Hockey Club, Montreal Canadiens Hockey Club. just a C with an H. A little more classic, I think, and that's kind of maybe why it's a little higher, because it is, again, just a C and an H. But, yeah. Anyway, I've talked about that way too long, I think. 34, the Kraken, it's, nice, but I don't think it's anything too special. I know it's kind of like a throwback to the S. For maybe even it was the Metropolitans that used that S. I know they used the other S where it was just the S and then it said Seattle in there. I don't know if they ever used this kind of stylized S as the Metropolitans or not, but I would imagine they probably did. But it is an old school S, but it's made into the logo of a Kraken, which, that's cool. It's an S. It's not really... I think for me what would have brought it higher if there was a logo of the actual Kraken. This is kind of that, but not really. You got the eye, you got the outline of the tentacle in there, but not much more than that. I would put it ahead of the Boston Bruins and the Canadiens, as I have, but I don't think I can put it much higher. To me, it's a good logo, not one of the best. 33, I put the North Stars. I like this logo, but it's interesting. The more I looked at it recently, the less I kind of liked it. I think the reason that I like it so much is because it's old. It hasn't been used in a while. We haven't seen it in a little while. But as a logo, it's not actually, one of the more... it's not one of the better logos, I would say. But it's good enough, yeah. I like the color green and yellow together. It's different. For NHL teams, they don't use that except for the Wild this past year, but... that was in reference to them anyway. So it's good, it's different, but not as good as to go above 33. So, yeah. 32, I have Toronto. I think this is Toronto's best logo, and it's nice. Like, it's a nice looking leaf. I mean, you got the classic Toronto Maple Leafs, how they say it on the leaf. But this is the best style. I think the style they have right now is the best style of leaf that they've had, because that's what you get with Toronto. It's just one style of leaf or another style of leaf. How have they drawn the leaf, or how have they made the leaf in the background? Like, that's how you choose the best. And I do think this is the best one. 31, I have Ottawa. The Centurion, he's cool. I don't think he's anything too special, but yeah, he's something. So he's up a little bit higher. At 30, I got the Liberty. I love this. I think this is easily New York's, the Rangers at least. I think this is easily the Rangers' best logo. I think their jerseys look better when they have this on there, but that's coming from a non-Rangers fan, so you'd have to ask them if you really want a better opinion on that, maybe. But yeah, this is what I think is the best logo that they've had. Very nice logo, and definitely looks very nice on the jerseys when they do have them on there. At 29, I have the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies, which they are also a team that doesn't have much to choose from, but this is a nice logo. It's really nice. The state flag as a mountain, because it's the Rockies in Colorado. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. And we've seen kind of something close to this that the Avs have put together. I think I like this style better. I know the Avs have a nicer color to it, I think, when they actually use the jersey than the Rockies did. The Rockies jerseys look quite interesting, just the way the red and the yellow and the blue were all together. Not one of my favorites, but the logo itself on there is great. I love this Rockies logo. I think it's really good. So I actually prefer the logo itself to the one the Avs use, but of course we haven't seen the Avs yet, and so the Avs do have a better logo than just the C and the mountain, I think. At 28, we have the cog. I do like the cog better than the Oilers main logo that they have. I do like this cog. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if the Cog jersey is my favorite jersey, but I think the logo itself is the better logo. I really do. I like it. And of course, you got the symbolism there, the 5 little nuts or whatever is in there. Nuts, screws, whatever they are. Those 5 little things represent the 5 Stanley Cups that they won back in the Gretzky days, and then one after Gretzky left. But yeah, so it's cool. I definitely do like this logo a lot. And again, like I said, I think it's Edmonton's best. 27. Now we have the Avs. I do prefer this to their C in the mountain logo. I just think it's cool that they're called the Avalanche, and of course there's an avalanche and it's coming, and it's a puck, hockey-like. It's on an A. Like, I don't know. It's not the best of the best in terms of logos, but it's the best for the Avs, I think. I really like this one. I like it the best. So there's that. 26, we have Tampa Bay Lightning, and I think their original logo here is the best one that they've had. Either this or the new one that they have, the one they're currently using. I don't mind that one either. I do think this is definitely the best one. The one they had in the middle is one that I don't like as much. I just don't like the text that they had. I think this looks better. But yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning, great stuff there. Love that logo. 25, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is where I'm kind of going off a little bit because I really don't like their current logo. I think it's one of the most boring and worst ones. And I know it's the Ohio state flag. I know there's lots of symbolism, but and then the other one where it's, I don't know, the other one reminds me kind of like a carnival or something, their original logo. But this one is good. I think this is probably the best one they've had on a jersey, and to be honest, and like I would say for quite a few of these, I think that this Canon logo should be their main logo, and that their jerseys should be what their third jersey is that has this on it. I think that should be their main jersey. They should make an away like that, and I don't even know if they should go back to having that other thing as a third even. I just don't like it that much. I think their third, maybe if they went back to their old logo from 2000, maybe that would be a good third. But I think that Canon logo is just awesome. And their jerseys that they have on it, they're just awesome. And so, yeah, I think that this is what they should go for. If I was in charge of Columbus, this is what I would do. I would go for that. So I'm not, but that's okay. But yeah, great logo down here at 25th. And this is where we're starting to get into, better logos that are actually all really good. And I like them all. And so, yeah. 24, St. Louis. And this one moved up a little bit because the current St. Louis, it's good. It's a blue. This is the same thing. It's a blue. The way it's styled and the way it's shaped, I just like it a lot better. I think it looks better like this, thin, just nicer. And this is the one that was on their Winter Classic in 2017, I believe. And yeah, so love this one as a primary logo, definitely. I think it's good. It's actually moved up a little bit, I think. It might not have, because there's a lot more teams in here now. But I think it's moved up since the last thing, since we had the St. Louis Blues current logo. So, yeah. At 23, I've got the Islanders. I still really like the Islanders. I think it's nice that they have the symbolism on the hockey stick of their 4 Stanley Cups on those, those notches. It says NY Islanders. The NY is kind of cool. But I still think it's really cool that they have the island on there. And as someone who likes geography, I just think it's cool that there's, a bit of geography on there as well. I mean, I say that and then it's like, oh, Colorado state flag, let's move that down. But anyway... Anyway, this is why it's definitely a personal choice, a biased review of what the best logos are. But I do like this Islanders logo, and I do think it's their best. I don't like the Fisherman. I know a lot of people are starting to come back to the idea of like, oh, the Fisherman's awesome, we should bring it back. I don't care if they do or not. I think that if they don't, it's totally fine with me. I don't care much for the Fisherman at all. But yeah, this is their other logo, other than the Fisherman. Although I guess that you could say that there's another one with just the NY by itself. They've used that on a jersey, but they might have used that. Yeah, they've used it on a few jerseys. But yeah, anyway, I like this the best. And I think it's the best. And I think it deserves to be spot 23. That's what I think. What do you think? Probably differently. That's what I think. 22, we've got Philly. Another one that's... Can you even tell, though? Another, like, on first glance, another one that's just a letter, right? It's the letter P, but it's styled in such a way that it's like... I like it. I love the style of it. I think it's a cool design, cool logo, and it's a flyer. Like, what else are you gonna do with this? Like, put a bell with wings on it, the Liberty Bell with wings, or I've seen people do the plane, just to have a plane up there, but nah. This is also like pretty much all we have to choose from for Philly. I don't think they've really had anything else on a jersey. But if they did, it wasn't enough to make me think that this is better. Because they have had like this in a different style on a jersey. That I do know, where it's a little bit more 3D looking. The little orange circle in the middle is a little bit more 3D. But yeah, anyway, this is the best one for Philly, and I think it deserves to be this high for sure. I like it a lot. So, yeah, at 21, we have Carolina, which is not maybe the most popular opinion, because I know a lot of people they don't like this one as much, but I do like this a lot. I mean, it's a hurricane. It is what it is, and I like that they brought in that, like, pinkish red, salmon. Do you call it salmon? I don't know. I like that they brought that in. It's a new color. It's different, and... I don't know. I know people don't like this, but I think it's a good logo, and I think it's their best. I prefer this to the flags. I do prefer this to the flags. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I do prefer this to the flags. And I definitely prefer this to having just canes on the jersey. Ugh. I don't like it when it's just the team nickname is shortened like that, like Sens, Bolts. I don't like that when that's on the jersey. If it was Hurricanes, sure. Canes, like, I know it's a nickname, great, but no. So anyway, that doesn't really have to do too much with this, just that it's something that they've had on the jersey. But I do think this is the best for Carolina, and I do really like this logo. 20, Buffalo, yeah. So I like the goat head, or whatever I don't know why they call it the goat head. It still looks like a buffalo to me, but like... maybe I could see kind of how it could be a goat, but anyway, yeah. So it's a buffalo, right? And it's the Buffalo Sabres, but the team name is the Sabres, and so I always think it's nice to have a logo for that team that is actually Sabres, and I like their original, like that had a buffalo and Sabres. It had both, best of both worlds, right? But I still like this. I think the swords look sharp. I think they look like they look sharp as in they could do some damage. They also look sharp as in they are good looking. It's a good looking logo, but yeah, they're sharp as in like they're dangerous, right? And so I like this. I like the red in there. I've always maybe apart from how it says Buffalo at the bottom of those jerseys that those are on, I really like those jerseys. They were my favorite Buffalo jerseys, and so yeah. But I do like this logo the best. I think this is the best way to show that you are the Sabres, and the most dangerous looking swords. So I know this is one of those ones where I wouldn't maybe want it to be their main logo, but if they brought back the red jersey like this as an alternate, I'd be happy with that. Maybe not have Buffalo at the bottom. Like the blue reverse retro, it's good, but it doesn't look like this nice red one, I don't think. I like the red and black. And I think those jerseys, those red and black jerseys actually, back in the day, I liked these jerseys with these Sabres more. But nowadays, just looking at the goat head jersey, I love those jerseys. I think those jerseys are some of the coolest looking jerseys ever. The collar is super cool, and the colors, black and red together, and the gray, I think it's really nice. So I'm always a fan of those ones. Yeah, I'm always a fan of those. I think they're good. I was thinking, are they better than their current jerseys? I think so. It's close though. I do like theirs They're classic jerseys. But as far as logos go, like we're talking about now, this is the best, in my opinion. At number 19, this is another one that's a little bit like, a lot of people have, I think, a very different opinion than I do for Vancouver. But my favorite Vancouver logo is actually the stick and rink. I think it's classic. I know it's not as much, and I know I've been saying for old logos, it's not that much, but I still think this is the best Canucks logo. And maybe that's just me thinking that they're on the best Canucks jerseys and me really liking the logo for that reason. But I do. I think this is the best. I like this classic one more than the updated version as well. I like the classic one, but yeah, I still think this is the best Canucks logo. I love the skate, love the orca. I do love the orca. I think the orca is nice too. Love the skate, of course, so classic, and just that 94 run, just with that skate in mind, it's just such a throwback to a time of greatness when we had Bure, when we had Linden. I'm a Canucks fan, by the way, if you didn't know. But yeah, I still think this is the better Canucks logo. I do. I do. Even though we had less success in this than any other logo, but I still think this is the best. At number 18, I have Quebec, the Nordiques, the N. That's kind of like, I think it's supposed to be an igloo. I'm pretty sure it is. And then the hockey stick, classic logo, just a great all-around logo. Love it. And so yeah, of course, it's higher up than all these other ones. So yeah, good old Quebec Nordiques, absolutely. And yeah, it was, as much as I'm not a fan of Colorado using this, when Colorado did use it, they made it look good, and it is a beautiful jersey. I still don't think they should have, just because it's Quebec, it's not Colorado. I didn't like that Carolina used the Hartford ones either, but still, that logo on those jerseys just looks so good. Just looks so good. At 17, I have Nashville, and it's kind of like, I don't know if this one's better or the older one is better. It's basically the same. It's just a little more updated. The colors are a little different. But I did choose this one just because I guess it's better. You know, might change tomorrow what I think is better, but yeah. But this is one of the better logos in the league, I think. I think this logo is super cool. Angry, saber-tooth, yeah. Yeah, fierce. It looks ferocious. Yeah. At 16, I have the Kachina Coyotes. I do think the Kachina is better than the other Coyote that they have, the Howling one. But you know, that's still a great logo. But I do like the Kachina. I'm kind of on board with them going back to the Kachina. Although I do think it would be nice to have an alternate with that Howling Coyote on it as well. So yeah, but yeah. For me, Kachina is the Coyotes' best logo. At 15, I've got the LA Kings. Love this coat of arms. What they have now is just so not great. Kings are one of my least favorite logos of what they have now, but I do love this. I think this is their best. There's a lot there. There's the sun. There's the crown. There's even a lion with a hockey stick on there. I love that. And it looks nice in that coat of arms. And I wish they would have used these longer. They didn't use these jerseys for very long. Just kind of near the turn of the... I guess it is the turn of the century. But kind of near the turn of the millennium, I guess, too. But anyway, love it. Love it so much. LA Kings. Great logo. And yeah. At 14, I have the Robo Penguin, or they call it the Robo Penguin. I still think this is Pittsburgh's best logo. I really do. I love this logo. Always have. Always love the jerseys that they're in. And maybe that is a reason for me loving this more. But I don't know. The other Penguin just doesn't seem that great to me. And I was thinking of like, but with the scarf, he looks pretty good. Maybe that can challenge this. And I looked at it and I was like, maybe not. Maybe not, actually. The one with the scarf looks like he's a little bit loony. And so, I don't know. I like this one. I think this is the best Penguins logo. And I think it is a really nice logo. At number 13, I've got the Winnipeg Jets. I still think this is the best Jets logo. I think they should use the other one on a jersey at some point. The other old former Jets logo that they haven't used that logo since they were originally the Jets before they moved to Phoenix. I think they should use that one in a jersey these days. But this one that they have used recently, I love it. I think this is the best one. I think it looks the best. I think the jersey that has this, the white one specifically, but the blue one is very, very, very nice too. I think the white one with this logo is my favorite jersey of all time. I think it looks the best, and so this logo being on it definitely reminds me of that, and maybe that's why it's so high, but I don't mind it. Like Winnipeg Jets, there's the jet on there, and the colors are very nice. I love that blue and red together. I think that's so nice. At number 12, I've got the Washington Capitals, not the original Eagle logo, because this one's from the reverse retro, but just the fact that it is the Eagle, the Screaming Eagle. I love that one, and I think Washington, well, I'll say this. I think it would, looks-wise, it would be nice if Washington went back to this, but at the same time, I don't know how comfortable of a jersey that made, the reverse retro. Maybe if it's uncomfortable for the players, maybe they shouldn't go back to it. I don't know. It might not be that bad. They might not notice it that much anyway. I'm not sure. I don't have the jersey, so it just looks like that logo is so big that it could be a little uncomfortable. But anyway, as far as looks go, I think that's definitely the best logo. The best Capitals logo for sure. Great stuff. Great stuff. At number 11, I've got the Kansas City Scouts, and I think this is a great logo. It's kind of a shame that the Scouts moved so fast. I think they were only in there for 2 seasons before going to Colorado. But yeah, I still think this logo is great. I like their jerseys as well a lot, but the logo itself just is really nice. Good job, Scouts. 10, I've got Calgary Flames, a nice classic C logo. I was considering putting Blasty on here because I do like Blasty, but I couldn't justify putting that ahead of this. This is this is definitely the best Flames logo. Or is it? It's the best Calgary Flames logo. Yes, it is. But I didn't just have the Calgary Flames on here. But first at number 9, Hartford Whalers. Love the Hartford Whalers logo, the way it's designed, the W, the whale tail, and the H inside. It's great. It's classic. It's very well designed, and if you end up in Birmingham, you can also switch it over and be the Birmingham Whalers with a B. Is it Birmingham? I might be totally wrong there. It might not be the Birmingham Whalers. But there was another team that started with a B that was the Whalers, and they just kind of turned it to the side so it was a B. But anyway, yeah, Whalers, awesome classic logo. I know there's maybe not much there like some of these other ones, but just like I said with the Canucks, I just like it. I just like it, So not as much there, but I like it a lot. I think it's so nice. Number 8, Atlanta Flames. There we go. There's the other Flames. I do prefer that logo to the Calgary one, although they're both just great logos. But the Atlanta Flames with the 2 flames inside, I do think that is such a good logo. Great stuff for Atlanta Flames. Now, for number 7, I feel like this is a logo that gets really overlooked, and that not a lot of people I don't know if they just overlook it or they just don't like it. I don't know, but I think this is one of the most underrated logos that there is, and I think it's the best logo that the Thrashers have had. I really love this T-bird. I don't know what it is about it, but I really love the T-bird for the Atlanta Thrashers. I think the jerseys that they had with them were the best jerseys, and that they probably should have used this for most of their jerseys. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a big fan of the baby blue one with the other logo, with the other Thrashers logo that says Atlanta on the side, on just one arm. I'm not a fan of that one. I know a lot of people like that one. A lot of people really like that one. But I still think the one that had this logo was the best, and I still think this is the best Thrashers logo, and I think it's a very good logo. I really just like the style of it, the colors of it, and even though I would never want that kind of baby blue to be the main color on one of their jerseys, like it was, I still think it's nice as, a color, a complementing color, like it is here in this logo. And so, yeah. And number 6, we have, of course, the Mighty Ducks. That is easily the best logo that the Ducks have ever had. And yeah, I love it a lot. I think it's one of the best logos ever. Maybe it's because I'm a 90s kid that just really thought it was really cool how it was a duck mask like that. But it is really cool. I still think it's really cool. Yeah, so great logo. Love it. Number 5, I have the San Jose Sharks. Either way you go, the Sharks have a great logo. I think when they changed this to the more updated version, I actually thought the updated version was better. And maybe it's just that I haven't seen this in a long time or something like that, or as often. But I guess this one has more favor in my eyes. You know, this one is a little nicer to me, maybe more classic, but I just like this one a little bit more, but there's not much of a difference. You could go either way, and it's still like a top 5 logo, I think. So, yeah, love it. Number 4, I got Detroit. Another one that's a very, very classic logo, but just so well done. Red Wings, like, that's what it is. It's got the wheel there, but it's just such a classic logo and such a good one, and one that they never stray from. Like, there's some that have the bigger wheel that are a little bit differently designed, but I just love the Red Wings logo. I think it's so good. Number 3, we have Chicago, and another one that's just the current logo, but I still think it's the best, and just a great logo. Lots of colors in there. You can fit so many colors into one logo and make it work, and this just does that so well. So, yeah, love that logo. Great stuff. Number 2, I've got the Minnesota Wild. If you watched the other video, like, there's no surprise there. Minnesota Wild is my favorite logo that is currently a logo in the NHL. And yeah, we could explain all day how it's a bear, but I won't. But that's number 2, and I love it. And so number 1 in my favorite ever, it's going to pop up really big here because there's not a lot of space left for it. But it is the Florida Panthers original logo. The greatest logo ever, the Leaping Panther. Love it. They need to go back to it full time. I don't mind the other one, the newer one where it says Panthers or Florida on top, depending on which one it is, where the Panther is kind of stoically in the shield. I don't mind it, but the fact that they replaced this with that, what I think is the best logo in all of sports, I can't get on board with that other logo when this is what used to be. And so the reverse retro coming out, I think that's my favorite Florida Panthers jersey ever. And I think they should use it as their home jersey and put another one of these out for their away jersey, another one with this logo. And maybe they can keep the Stoic Panther for their alternate. But if I was in charge of the Panthers, like, this would be always there. And not the updated version either. This one. This detailed, nice detailed version. So anyway, yeah, that's it. That's the list. So yeah, anyway, I think that's all I have to say. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.